Top of the morning, YouTube. Thank you for checking out another video. On today's video, we got an exciting one. BMW X5 35D. That is a diesel. That is an M57 engine. For those of you familiar with them, we are going to be installing the lowering kit. It'll be a simple process. On the next two parts of the video, you're going to want to check out. We're going to be doing the pothole mod. If you guys are familiar with these diesel M57 335Ds or X5 35Ds, you may have heard about the pothole mod. You might want to hear this, you might want to check this out, you might want to get this done to yours. Anyways, without further ado, check us out in the shop. Okay, so we got the truck up on the hoist, we got the wheels off of it. We chose to go with the Vogtland kit. The only reason I decided to go with this kit, I like the way that it looks when it's installed. I like the drop that it has. We've already actually put two of the springs in, front and rear, on the driver's side. As you can see, nice purple spring. We're going to go over the whole process on the passenger side, show you guys how to do this job. It's not that bad. It's a pretty easy suspension setup to work with, nothing to get overwhelmed about. We also installed new extended fender arches. As this is a 35D, it came with the smooth moldings. So we upgraded to the 214 wheels sometime last year with the 48i running boards. So in order to complete the look, we did the what would have been OEM fender arch extensions, and now we need to install the plastic BMW rivets that came with the kit. So we're going to go over that while we got it all apart up in the air. But without further ado, let's take the driver's front apart and let's get crack-a-lackin'. We're going to go ahead and remove the upper ball joint bolt, 16 millimeter on both sides. So it's a 21 millimeter for the lower bolt through the shock fork, and an 18 millimeter up here. We're going to want to remove the top one. We'll leave the bottom one in for now. We're going to do the same technique with the bottom shock fork. You can see we've got to spread it a little bit in order for that shock tube to slide out of there nicely. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay guys, as you can see, we got this shock fork released from the shock tube. We're going to go back upstairs, release the nuts up top, pull this body right out of there. We'll leave this just resting up here, out of the way. Take it all out, and then we're going to take our whole assembly over to the spring compressor. Now at which point you can go ahead, pull your shock fork right out. Now you can see the shock body is nice and free. There's lots of room. We're going to go upstairs, take those nuts off, lower this out of the vehicle, and take it out over to the spring compressor. Sure is a rusty spring, ain't she? So this is the spring compressor we're going to be using. This is a pretty sweet assembly. We're going to get it set up in here. We're going to pull these pins back. It should be pretty close, as we used this yesterday. So
let's go. Yeah, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back.
okay, moving on to the back. There's our spring. We're gonna have to remove the 21 millimeter shock bolt. It's a good idea to keep a jack underneath that control arm while undoing it. Keep a little pressure on it so that there's no tension on the bolt when it's coming out. Let that drop slowly, and then we can work this out with a pry bar, as I'll show you. We can pry down on the suspension very lightly to get it out the rest of the way. Putting the new one in is a little easier because the spring is a little bit shorter. I found it easier to put the upper spring mount inside the vehicle first. You can see it's got this interesting little setup that lets you put this in there and turn it, and then it'll stay in position while you're installing your springs. I find you can get that top half in basically by hand. Just pull down on the trailing arm assembly, get that top seated onto the strut mount. That buys you a bunch of room. And then just as we took it out, you're just going to want to pry down on the trailing arm a little bit. You don't need to go very much here. Slip it over the bump stop. Make sure the spring end is sitting where the mark is for the old one. And that's it. We can move back to putting our shock bolt into the trailing arm. Okay guys, truck's on the ground. Looks great. Like I said, the Vogtland's, it's 1.4 inch drop all the way around. It's not huge, noticeable, big time. I think that's exactly what this truck needed. We're going to be doing the spacers in the rear, 20 millimeter and 10 millimeter up front with some extended studs. We're going to cover that in another video. That's not going to be part of this series, but looks pretty good. Checking out that video, guys. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, check out the other two parts of this video. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. We'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Take care.